What's happening, everybody? Right here, with a video of my predictions for this season for the Green Bay Packers. I am not only doing the Packers, I'm doing also the Patriots, the Chiefs, Cowboys, Browns, and Ravens. Ravens is not even part of my top 5, but I'll go ahead and explain real quick why in mind can do the Ravens, because you might hear in every video I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have the Ravens win each game. But you guys might want to know, do I even have the Ravens losing any games? So that's why I'm going to go through them. I'm doing regular season only. So TV's going on, listening to Hutchinson's press conference. So that's why you're TV. So first game we got on the dock is the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. I personally don't think Packers has lost 3 of the 4 games in that new stadium up there in Minnesota they have played. And they just got their first win last season in that stadium. They have to play the Vikings twice a year along with the Lions and Bears. So, it would not surprise me if the Packers was to lose to the Vikings. It would also not surprise me if they beat the Vikings at home in Minnesota. But since, like I just mentioned, I was talking about how playing at that stadium up in Minnesota, I personally don't see if it happened to happen that game. I personally think that the Packers, to start off the season with their first loss against Minnesota up there in Minnesota, in that stadium. Now the Detroit Lions, I personally don't think they are not a really good team. The Lions, but Lions are still kind of in a rebuild kind of phase, in my opinion. They got Matt Patricia, they got some Patriots who has won a Super Bowl while Matt Patricia coached them. But I don't think the Lions are going to be good enough against the Packers. And so, for the second week, I'm giving the win to Green Bay. New Orleans Saints out of New Orleans. Well, Saints has like so many weapons. And with Saints getting the home field advantage, and it always seems like the Saints are good when they have home field advantage. So I'm giving the win to New Orleans in this situation. I think that's going to be a hard game. Unlike Falcons, they haven't been really good ever since they blew that lead in the Super Bowl. And to me, personally, I am going to go ahead and credit the Packers with a win against the Falcons. Even if it wasn't Atlanta, I'll still credit them with a win, because I don't think Atlanta might go through a rebuild this year, but I don't see them making the playoffs this year. Who's gonna win or lose on a bye week? Okay, so the Buccaneers in week 6. Well, they got Tom Brady, they got Rob Gronkowski, but I don't think they have a good enough defense or offense to play a good enough team like the Packers with Aaron Rodgers. Even though the game's in Tampa Bay, I don't see the Bucs getting the win. So I am gonna go ahead and credit the win to Tampa Bay. The Houston Texans. Well, I don't really know. Texans are a good team. They've been going through. They've made the playoffs 3 out of the 4 years I watched it NFL. 2016, 2018, and 2019 they made the playoffs with the AFC South champions. But I don't see them being a team like the Green Bay Packers. I think they got everything they need to go to the playoffs and probably beat the Packers. But if I have to credit the win to somebody, I'll kind of credit to the Packers. Oh, I'm counting them up because on my first attempt of making this video, I messed up on the record, so that's why. So I'm just tallying up the wins and losses. Real quick, I don't. Okay, so the Vikings game in Green Bay now. I actually see the. This is the only team in the AFC North I see splitting with the Packers, and because it seems like I mentioned at the beginning of the video when I tell you about the first loss, I said that Minnesota was going to win their home game against the Packers. Now, will they win? Sorry, watching press conference. And if it was to split with any teams in their division, I have to say split it with the Vikings. I see the Vikings losing their away game against Green Bay in Lambeau Field. So, Week 9, San Francisco 49ers. Well, real quick, I want to talk about the last two times Packers faced them, which was both last season, one time in the NFC Championship, the other time during Week 12 regular season. They got completely destroyed in both games, 37-8 in the regular season game, and 37-20 in the NFC Championship. And I personally don't see the Packers winning this game if it's in San Francisco. Now, if it was in Green Bay, they might have a little competition. They might show up. They might still lose. So, I'm seeing the 49ers going away with this win. Jacksonville Jaguars, I think, is also another one of those rebuild kind of teams. But a team as good as the Packers are normally strong throughout except for when Aaron Rodgers got hurt in 2017. I see the Jaguars taking a loss here, and so I'm crediting the win to Green Bay. Colts are really crappy. They have not been in contention ever since Peyton Manning left the Colts. I'm not saying the Colts were good because of Peyton Manning, but I'm going to go ahead and credit the win to Green Bay here. I'm making predictions again in August with all 6 of these teams I'm doing. The Chicago Bears. Well, it depends here. And it's in Lambeau Field. It's at Packer Stadium. And I don't see with Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles, two quarterbacks who are, well, one's really good. One is very, very good. Nick Foles. I'm talking about Nick Foles. I think Nick Foles is better than Carson Wentz. And personally, I believe that Nick Foles should have been the starter in 2018 with the Philadelphia Eagles after beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. But if I have to pick somebody to win here, I don't think the Bears is going to be really much of a challenge for Green Bay, especially that the game's going to be in Green Bay. So, I see the Bears losing this game. Eagles, obviously, I just mentioned that they're not very good without Nick Foles. I don't think they have a lot of good weapons. And I think this year, for the first time in 3 or 4 years, they're not going to make the playoffs. I see them getting their butts handed to them by Green Bay this year. So right now we're looking at go ahead and tell where we are. We're looking at a 9-win and 3 losses at Week 13, end of Week 13 is what I see happening. With, of course, losses to Vikings in Minnesota, to 49ers, and New Orleans Saints. Well, this next team, like I said, Lions are still going through, to me, is still going through a little rebuild, but I don't think they're going to be good enough to play. Last year, their record was like 3-12-1, which means they were tied with Arizona Cardinals last year. But if I have to, I don't see the Lions really winning this game. I don't. I get we're in Detroit for this game, but I don't see the Packers win. I don't see the Packers losing. So I'm crediting them with the win. So 10-3. Carolina Panthers. Well, that game still shows to be determined in week 15. So no day, no time yet. But Panthers, they have to rebuild this next season. They lost their head coach, and they haven't been doing really that great. And so I am going to go ahead and credit the Packers with this win. This next one, okay, it always seems like last few years it's been like towards the end of the season, the Tennessee Titans has always been coming on strong by the end of regular season. It won't surprise me if Tennessee beats the Packers, but I like to see the Packers win. But this one's I'm kind of at a standstill, so what I'm going to be doing in the next 6 weeks, including the next 5 videos, including this video, next 6 videos, anytime I'm at a standstill with a team, I'm just going to toss a coin. And the heads is going to be the team I'm talking about win, and tails is going to be Tennessee winning. But I see the Titans. Titans came on strong the last few years at the end of the season, and I possibly see it happening again. They could beat the Packers. At the same time, they could lose to the Packers. So let's go and toss a coin. Heads, Packers win. Tails, and it's actually going to be what? And just so y'all don't get confused, like, hey, you personally flip the coin heads if it lands on tails. I'm not going to do that. So, here. I'm going to have my hands up. Second I flip the coin. I'm going to scoot back a little. It is heads, so that means the Packers will win against Tennessee. But, like I just said, it won't surprise me one bit if Tennessee beats the Packers. And Tennessee, like I said, with that being said, Tennessee has always been coming on strong end of the season. Ever since I started watching NFL, it always seems like it's been that way. Tennessee coming on strong towards the end of the season. I just wish Tennessee can keep it that, just be on strong throughout the whole season. And if they can just keep going the way they are, I think they're gonna go to the Super Bowl, to their second Super Bowl, and probably win it too. So they could have done this year, but Kansas City went to the Super Bowl this year. So the Chiefs beat the Titans to go to the Super Bowl. Okay, the Chicago Bears. Well, the same reason last time I did explain the Bears. The Bears have been, they haven't been good. And so I'm going to have to say Packers are going to sweep the Bears. So that will leave the Packers to the fray. So, with the loses to the Vikings, the 49ers, and the Saints, Packers' final record will be 13-3. And like I said, it could be 12-4 because I see Tennessee. Tennessee could win the game. Also, they could sweep. No, Tennessee could win the game at the same time Tennessee could lose. So that game's kind of a matchup. So that's why I tossed it going. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, favorite. Me, nice, go be awesome. Don't hate. See you later. Next thing I'll be doing is the Kansas City Chiefs.